Moving supplies and equipment around the upper Helmand River Valley to meet the changing operational requirements of a regimental combat team can be a tricky task. The logistics experts at Combat Logistics Battalion 4, however, have done just that, providing the Marines and sailors on the front lines the logistics support they need to continue operations. Platoon Loadmasters have played a key role in this success, making sure that the right goods get on the right trucks. The Loadmaster process starts when the supported units communicate to CLB4 what their support requirements are. Once the Loadmaster knows what supplies and equipment need to be transported, he can begin preparations for the Combat Logistics Patrol.
Supporting units send out a request to the Battalion S3, and they compile everything on a spreadsheet and hand it out to the Loadmasters within the companies. Once that's been done, the Loadmasters go by what priority of classes of gear that they're taking to different FOBs and COGs throughout the operating AO.
Loadmasters personally ensure that supplies and equipment are safely and securely prepared for transport.
We get what we need to pick up from Leatherneck. We'll call the point of contact, schedule a pickup time, set out the gear set in which we're going to pick it up with. We go over there, ensure it safely gets loaded, and then we bring it back here and stage it.
The Loadmasters continue to monitor the supplies and equipment during the Combat Logistics Patrol phase, where the supplies are transported to forward operating bases and combat outposts by the motor transportation platoons.
Once the clip starts, pretty much try and keep our eyes on the loads as best as possible, make sure nothing shifts. I mean, we'll check the loads before we go out on the clip just to make sure it's tight and nothing's going to shift or fall off. Once we get to the FOBs or COPs, we'll hit up the point of contacts or the units associated with whatever gear we're dropping off, and from there bring the trucks up to their staging area or their lot, and we'll pretty much make a liaison with them and offload it there. And if they got backhaul they want to take back, usually we'll have a preset list of what we need to take back. If not, if we got space for it, we take back whatever we can.
Loadmasters are also responsible for planning the retrograde of equipment and supplies back from the forward operating bases and combat outposts. This process frequently requires the Loadmasters to adjust their load plan during the Combat Logistics Patrol to meet changing operational needs and maximize the use of open bed space on the trucks.
Once we transport all the gear up to a FOB or COB, the FOB or COB normally has gear that needs to be returned to the main hub. Once we identify that gear and we prioritize that gear by classes, we go ahead, load it, equally distribute it throughout the vehicles. So I try to get as much on these vehicles that I possibly can.
Highly experienced and hardworking Marines are chosen to fill the Loadmaster billet because of its inherent importance to the logistics support mission.
The purpose of having a solid NCO as a Loadmaster is simply he's the backbone of what the logistics does, what we do here in Afghanistan. Not having a solid Loadmaster could be the difference of that unit that you're supporting, not in getting the food, chow, whatever they need. On the other hand, could be the difference of them getting their supplies or not.
As much as any other Marines in the battalion, the Loadmasters are responsible for ensuring that the Marines and sailors on the front get the logistics support they need to complete the mission.